All right, fellas, Stapes here for part 3 of 3 on the defensive adjustments. So again, this was asked of me by a few guys in my league, so decided to just make a video, share with everybody. So a lot of guys may already be familiar with this. There are some new guys out there who may not be, or just some guys who I know are damn good at Madden, but just never knew how to make these adjustments. All right, so now this video, part 3, is going to focus on the new feature, the new player adjustments that they've implemented here in Madden 16. So I showed you in the last video how to switch to a guy and to manually adjust him. Right? You could put him in a zone. I could switch to him. I could put him in a spy. I can man him up on a tight end. I could blitz him, put him in a zone. So you can manually just change your entire defense based on, whatever you think of. Now, the downside to this, and it's always been a downside. Now, let's say if I wanted to put this guy in a man coverage on the tight end, who we actually probably have running a corner route, and then I want to hot route this defense end to cover the flats, just so that sideline is not just ignored. If someone was to hike the ball on me while I'm down here making this adjustment, I'm at a disadvantage because I wanted to control the free safety. So now they've snapped the ball before I could switch back to the guy I wanted to cover. Or let's say I wanted to roam the middle with the linebacker, but I want to put this guy in a QB spy. So I'm switching to him, and they snapped the ball before I can get back to that linebacker. So now the linebacker just gave up a wide open passing lane to the tight end because I wasn't able to get back to him. So in this year's Madden, you can now make these adjustments without ever leaving whoever you want to use after the play starts. So in this case, I may use the free safety for this play, and I want to make that same adjustment that I just talked about. So this is broken up to 3 phases: the secondary, the linebackers, and the D-line. So the first phase, the secondary, the cornerbacks and safeties, we're going to hit triangle to bring up the the coverage adjustments, and then look at the bottom of that left-hand screen, the left in the box, it says triangle for quick adjust. All right, so I'll hit quick adjust, and now I have an icon for every one of my secondary. So in this case, I wanted my strong safety, who was Patrick Chung. I want to put him in man coverage on the tight end, all without ever leaving the free safety that I have roaming the center of the field. So for that, I'll hit X. And now this takes us back to the adjustments I just went over on the last video. So now, look on the right analog stick from this box on the left-hand corner. We push the right analog stick up for man coverage, and then I'll hit X for Miller, the tight end. So now I just put him in man coverage on the tight end without ever leaving away from the guy that I wanted to assign, to manually be in control of. And if I want to go ahead and put that outside linebacker on the right side of the screen, on zone, I'll actually do something similar, just like that, without ever having to switch them. So now again, to activate this for the secondary, it's triangle, first time to activate this box, then triangle again to activate the quick adjust. All right, and then you can readjust any one of your secondary to whatever coverage. So now I'm gonna put circle on man coverage against Antonio Brown. All right, so now the second part of this, the linebackers. I'll just reset the play. The linebackers are controlled with R1. So you're going to hit R1 once to activate that box. And notice at the bottom, there's also a quick adjust option for the linebackers. So you'll hit R1 a second time to bring up the icon for every linebacker on the field. In this case, 4 linebackers. We have, let's see, I would like to put Square over there in the slot against Wheaton. I would like to put him in man coverage. All right, so I just put him in man coverage. Now, clearly that's a mismatch, a linebacker versus a receiver, but I may throw that out there sometimes when I'm playing zone because he's not going to get beat deep. He's not going to get beat across the middle on a drag because we have zones everywhere. So technically, I just double cover Wheaton, basically, because a slower defender is going to be in a trail position everywhere he's going. So he's going to have someone like right behind him every step. And they still have to thread the needle between my zone that I will probably manually step in front of as well. So that's another way to take away some of their best options out there on defense. Okay, and then now the last part of this is the defensive line. So for the defensive line, you'll hit L1, And notice at the bottom of the screen, they have a quick adjustment box as well, which is L1 again, a second time. So Madden simplified it. So for the secondary, you're going to hit triangle twice, basically to activate these options. For the linebackers, you're going to hit R1 twice. And then for the defensive line, you hit L1 twice to activate their icons. Let's say I would like to put my defensive end square. I like to put him in a flat zone. And I would like to put square in man coverage. So, and let's say I would maybe like to put my defensive tackle, my nose tackle, triangle. I would like to put him in a hook zone, a yellow zone. Okay. Now, remember from the last video how I mentioned if you put someone in a yellow zone, their zones get too cluttered up. I can space that out by hitting baseline twice. And now look, I just changed the entire dynamic of my defense for this one play. And now those 3 yellow zones are no longer lumped together. They're evenly spaced out. Okay, now the one last thing I would like to mention about using this this new quick adjustments feature, just so it's not going to throw you off and I accidentally hit random play. So let me jump off sides. Actually, I didn't have to jump off sides. I could have just hit the timeout button. All right, so now I just want to give you a different look, a different perspective on how the same adjustments I just showed you will look when you are actually doing this with a formation, a defensive formation that has a unbalanced or a unique, how would I say this? A unique personnel setting. So what I mean by that, let's take a look at quarters formation. Quarters has 7 guys in the secondary. So in order to activate, I hit triangle once, as I mentioned, triangle a second time for the quick adjust, and notice I have 7 options out there in my secondary that I can readjust. So I bring that up because the last play I showed you, I only had 4. So, you know, there will be times where you're in a dime or you're a dollar, or in this case, the quarter, and there's a lot of guys out there in the secondary. So just wanted to make sure you guys notice it still works even with the different personnel settings. So in this case, the secondary, we have our free safety at L1, strong safety at with X, and then cornerback number 1 is circle, cornerback number 2 is square, cornerback number 3 is triangle, cornerback number 4 is R1, and cornerback number 5 is L2. Okay, so you would hit whatever corresponding button you want in order to go ahead and make your adjustments. So for this, I'm just going to still protect that corner on the right side. I'm going to put my strong safety X in a buzz zone, or purple zone, or curl to flat as it's referred to in this Madden. Okay, now also in the same zone, the same defense in the quarters, notice there's only 1 linebacker. So you activate the linebacker setting and you're just going to see 1 icon for your linebacker. And same is going to go for your defensive line. All right, we have 3. Ignore that was text message. We have 3 defensive linemen. So same rules apply. You select the defensive lineman you want, and let's see. And the last example I'm going to give for the unconventional personnel groupings on defense will be the dime 146. Now, if you look at the play art, it looks like you have 3 down linemen on defense. However, as the name of the play dictates, it's 146. So 1 down lineman, 1 defensive lineman, I should say, 4 linebackers, and 6 guys in your secondary. So I'm just going to pick cover 2 man and just pick any play. And again, for the secondary, triangle twice. And for a dime formation, a dime is going to have 6 guys in the secondary. So we have 6 guys back there. And for the defensive line, remember, it's just 1 D lineman. You hit L1 twice, and you have access to that 1 D lineman. And then finally, for your linebackers, you hit R1 twice, and you have access to all 4 guys on your linebackers. I'm sorry, you have access to all 4 of your linebackers for this particular play. So again, now if you incorporate video 1, video 2, and what you've learned here in video 3, and it's going to take some practice to get comfortable with it, but if you can actually incorporate all of those, just in a moment, boom, boom, make an adjustment just like that, the options are limitless. You're going to start shutting guys down on defense. So Till next time, fellas, this is Stapes, and I'm out.